So this is a summary to the first class. This is the interface that you will be greeted with when you open your SketchUp file. These are all the templates to work with. So like inches, architectural inches, this is basically giving you the measurements that it will be in. There are more templates inside for woodworking, urban planning, depending on what actually you're using your SketchUp model for. But we will just use a simple inches template. So this is the interface of SketchUp. These are your modeling tools. If you don't have this bar here, these are all your modeling tools. If you don't have it, you can go to Tools. Sorry, you can go to View, you can go to Toolbar and select the large tool set. This will give you all the handy tools that we are going to use. So in the previous class, we learned about how the drawing tools, that is the line, rectangle, circle, arcs, and basic modify commands like the push and pull and move. So for line command, you have, once you decide to, I'll also, since Delia, this is your first class, I will also just brief you about how to navigate in SketchUp. So I would recommend that you use your mouse. The first thing is the scroll button. If you want to zoom in and zoom out, you can do it with your scroll button. If you press your scroll button and take it up and down, you will be able to see that you can orbit your view, just like how we do in Revit. Since you have used Revit, I don't think it will be a problem. Then we have our tools that we are going to use. For pan, we are going to use this hand command, which also gets activated through H on your keyboard, where you can pan your view. The magnifying glass is again your zoom command. If you press your right mouse key and zoom in and zoom out, if you drag your mouse. This one here is the zoom extent. So it'll give you all the model that you have modeled just on the screen. It will fit your screen. These are the basic navigation tools. Let's start with the drawing tools. So the first one we are going to use is the line tool. This is the tool where you're actually going to draw. This also gets activated by the command L on your keyboard. And you can start drawing. Now, if you see that it will snap to either your green, blue, and red axis. So these are your main axes on which you will be working. Your XY plane and your XZ plane and YZ plane. If you want to go to the height, you will be working on the plane which is parallel to the blue axis. Now, when you see, you just have to, if you see your screen and you see the right-hand corner of your screen, it will tell you the commands, just like in AutoCAD, what you have to do with your tool. So it says select a start point. If you click and you just leave your mouse, you will be able to see that the line command is active. And now you can draw a line in any direction. If you want to snap it to the x-axis, what you will do is press the arrow key, the right-hand arrow key on your keyboard. This will lock your line to and snap it to the x-axis. This will ensure that you're drawing in the right plane. Drawing in the right plane is very important because if you don't draw in a line in the right plane, it will not create a surface in SketchUp. So if you want to snap it again, I'll press my right key, it will snap, and I can make a perpendicular line to it. Once you have a closed surface, it will create a surface. The arrow is your select key. this is your command for exiting from any of the commands that you're using. Make sure that after using every command, you either hit escape or you hit your select tool. This will activate the select tool. Now, it's very important that all your points are in the same plane, so they must be coplanar to create a surface. If you don't create coplanar lines, such as like this, so you see, it won't create any surface because all the lines are in different planes and you will not get a surface. To delete anything, we will hit the erase tool. It also gets activated by the key E on your keyboard. So if you want to erase, you can start erasing. That's line. The next tool that we are going to use is the rectangle tool, which also gets activated from here, the rectangle, or it also gets activated by the key R on your keyboard. And then you can stretch and draw. Now, the similar thing, if you want to draw it on your XY plane, it will be snapping to the blue axis. If you want to draw it in your XZ plane, you can do the similar thing. Press the right key, press the left key on your keyboard and it will snap to the XZ plane. If you want to do it in the opposite plane, you can then click the right arrow key, it will snap it, and you can draw in this plane. Now, if you see on your right-hand corner, there is dimensions. So here is where you enter your dimensions. You don't need to enter it physically. You have to just enter into the command, activate your command tool and type. So let's say for a line, if you want to draw a 1 meter line, that's 1000 mm, you'll start, I'll snap it with the arrow key to the red axis and I'll type in 2000 mm and hit enter. So it will draw you a 2000 mm line. This is very important. Dimensioning in SketchUp is very easy. So like in Revit and other softwares where you have to first select the units of the file. In SketchUp, there's no need. So in SketchUp, you can draw in mm, meter, feet in the same file and it'll give you the same dimension. You just have to specify the unit of the measurement that you're doing. So let's say I take a line again and I want to draw a 1 feet line. I'll snap it to my green axis. I'll type in 1 feet and press enter and it'll give me a 1 feet line. This is the dimension tool. You can check for dimensions. This was our 2 meter line. That is equivalent to 6 feet and 6 inches. So you can, if you don't know the measurement in meters or in mm, if you're working on a file, you can directly type in the units and it will give you the corresponding unit. For rectangle, we will again do the R command. Now you have to give the X and the Y dimension. So you will directly type in, so let's say 10 feet, comma 10 feet, and it will give you a rectangle, a square that is 10 feet by 10 feet. So you don't have to physically go here and type your dimensions. The next is the circle tool. So it's C on your keyboard. It will tell you, specify the radius, just like you do in your Revit. You can specify the radius, say 3 feet. So this is a 6 feet circle that we get. Similarly, arcs. They are just like AutoCAD. We have the arc, we have the 2-point arc, we have the 3-point arc. The arc is, here you can start drawing your arc. You can trace. If you do the 2-point arc, you will have to specify 2 points. any 2 points will do the arc. For the 3-point arc, similarly, you will specify 3 points and you will get a 3-point arc. SketchUp also has a pie command, which is very useful because when in the other arcs where you get only a 2D form, the pie will give you a surface directly. So in this case, you will have to connect the endpoints to draw a surface, whereas in pie, it will directly generate a surface for you, which also makes modeling easy. Let's move on to the actual 3D commands now that we are going to use. So let's say the first is the offset command. Similarly in AutoCAD, you can use the offset command. That is also O on your keyboard. Now it will tell you which line you want to offset. So let's say you want to select this. We can offset. You can also give dimension 3 feet, and it will give you an offset. The next is the push-pull tool. That is P on your keyboard. This is the actual tool that will help you make your 2D drawings into 3D because it's going to extrude your geometry. So to extrude the geometry, you can just select on the surface. If you hover your mouse, it will select the surface. You can click and you can extrude. You can also extrude just by clicking the second point, or you can also type in the dimension, let's say 10 feet, and enter. So it will extrude your geometry to 10 feet. This is the major command that we'll be using for all our modeling. So we are going to use all the drawing tools for the 2D models and push and pull tool to make the 3D geometries. The push-pull tool is the tool that you're going to use to add surfaces or subtract surfaces. So let's say you want to make a hole in this, or you will draw a rectangle, make sure it's on the same plane. You will again select, and if you push, it will create a geometry where you can subtract the space, the model. We also have the follow me tool. Now this follow me tool is very important if you're making profiles, if you're doing like baseboards or any kind of profile. So let's say it's similar to any other. You have to specify the path. So let's say I have a path and I want a circle at the end of the path that I have to extrude along this path. Make sure your geometry is always perpendicular. So to snap, again, you can use your left arrow key, right arrow key, or up arrow key to snap it to the plane you want. And let's say I want a 2-inch circle. Now what we will do is we will select the geometry. To select the geometry, either you can click once, or if you want to select the whole geometry, you can triple click it and it will select all the connected lines. So for follow me, you will select the path and then hit follow me and then select the object that you want to extrude along the path. And it will create a profile for you. We will be extensively using this in terms of drawing window trims or door trims, and we will see it in the upcoming lessons in more detail. The next one is the scale. It's this little icon here, or you can also type S on your keyboard. Scale is just like what it means, to scale an object. You can do it either by stretching or dragging, or you can put in a number. So if you want 50%, you can put 0.5 and it will do a 0.5. If you want 100%, let's say 50, it will scale the object. You can also scale your 3D object. So if I to select any object, you can triple click it. It will select the whole geometry, press scale, and you can scale your 3D objects either by dragging if you have a reference point or either by putting in the scale factor. The next command is the move command. Now the move command has multiple functions. It will help you move in a geometry. It will help you copy a geometry as well. If you want to move a certain object, you want to move this, we will triple click it. It will select. We'll hit the move command or M on your keyboard and move it. If you want to specify a distance along the axis, you can directly type in say 10 feet. It will move the object to 10 feet. If you want to copy it, you have to click on the endpoint, hit Control. You have to leave your mouse and do nothing. Hit Control, and you can see that it has copied. Now, similarly, you want to snap it to the axis that you want to copy it. Let's say on the green axis, I want it copied here. Or let's say from this endpoint, I want it copied 10 feet. I'll type in 10 feet and hit enter. It will get copied. If you want to make multiple copies, you will select the object. You will again hit the endpoint. You will hit Control, and now you want to specify the distance. So let's say the distance is 20 feet. I hit, it's copied. Now, without pressing anything on your keyboard, not even the mouse, you will type in X, say 10. You can see in the distance, I have typed in X10. It has made 10 copies. So this works like the array command in AutoCAD. You can array it in any direction that you want. So these are the basic commands that we covered in the first class.